New Time cover shows Trump drowning in the Oval Office as under fire president boasts he would do better at the polls today and warns impeachment would cause the market to crash and make everybody poor. The first Time cover in the series showed Donald Trump sitting in the Oval Office. A storm seemed to be brewing, but the caption proclaimed nothing to see here. Then the next Time cover came, submerging all of Trump's desk in water, rain still thundering from the sky, and just one word written in the middle, stormy. Now, the third Time cover in this spontaneous series has been released, and Trump's stoic face has disappeared. He is now at the top of his flooded office, gasping for air. In deep, the caption reads. Taken together, all three Time covers have shown the trajectory of scandals that have consumed Trump's term as the final issue illustrates his wildest week yet. The White House has been consumed in scandal this week after Trump's former campaign chairman Paul Manafort was found guilty of financial crimes, and his former lawyer Michael Cohen pleaded guilty to campaign finance violations, all within minutes apart from each other. Cohen also claimed that it was Trump who had ordered him to pay hush money to porn star Stormy Daniels and Playboy model Karen McDougal, who both alleged they had past affairs with the businessman during the 2016 presidential campaign. The heat of the scandals have become so intense that Trump himself has gone on air to try and scare voters off impeachment. "I tell you what, if I ever got impeached, I think the market would crash, I think everybody would be very poor," he said in a Fox and Friends interview on Thursday. All three of the Time covers showing Trump in the Oval Office have been created by Tim O'Brien, a Brooklyn artist who has contributed to the magazine for nearly 30 years. They mark the first time the magazine has ever run a three-cover series in its 95-year history. When O'Brien made the first cover, which came out a month into Trump's first term, he wasn't planning on creating a series. "When I painted the Nothing to See Here cover art, like many, I assumed the level of chaos could not last," O'Brien told Time. But that notion quickly changed. As the never-ending flood of breaking news washed over the White House, and the firings, the scandals, and the general mayhem filled each news cycle, I felt the storm metaphor was as relevant as ever. The second cover, Stormy, came in April after Cohen's office was raided by FBI agents who took documents pertaining to the $130,000 he paid Daniels for her silence. For the third cover, O'Brien revealed he initially couldn't decide if Trump should still be drawn sitting behind the Oval Office desk. "I felt that it was too comical, or perhaps morbid to see him sitting there," he said. But to have him at the top suggests he's still fighting despite the deepening issues. That was apparent during Trump's Fox and Friends interview, in which the president hit out at Cohen and claimed he told lies to get a better deal. "I don't know how you can impeach somebody who's done a great job," Trump proclaimed. Trump also went on to claim that the hush money paid to Stormy Daniels wasn't a crime and could not be considered a campaign finance violation. But at the same time, Trump continued to try and blame Cohen for the payments, saying he only knew about them later on. Despite the brewing storm of controversy, Trump remains as confident as ever. On Thursday night, the president boasted that he would do even better today in a presidential election according to polls. It remains unclear exactly which polls Trump is talking about, as his approval rating actually fell a point this week to 45%. Trump's approval rating has only reached a high of 48% in the Fox News poll and dropped from the 46% rating he held in July. The same poll also found that 59% of registered voters approved of Robert Mueller's investigation into Trump, despite his constant claims it's a witch hunt. Rudy Giuliani also brought up impeachment this week, brazenly proclaiming that the American people would revolt if such a thing were to happen. Trump's lawyer had been unusually silent this week following the most recent wave of scandals to hit the White House. But when Sky News found Giuliani on a golf course in Scotland, he was still quick to defend the president. "I think impeachment would be totally horrible," he said. "I mean, there's no reason. He didn't collude with the Russians. He didn't obstruct justice. You have this Cohen guy, he doesn't know anything about Russian collusion, doesn't know anything about obstruction. You could only impeach him for political reasons," Giuliani added. "And the American people would revolt against that."